The BBC's Director General Tim Davie says he won't resign but apologises for widespread disruption to the corporation's sports output after presenters and pundits walk out in support of the Match of the Day host, Gary Lineker.
Success for me is Gary gets back on air and together we are giving to the audiences that world-class sports coverage which, as I say, I'm sorry we haven't been able to deliver today.
The British Chancellor meets the Governor of the Bank of England to discuss the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, which mostly financed tech startups. Tackling Tourette's, a leading British charity hails a life-changing device that controls the syndrome's symptoms. And we'll catch up with Leslie Patterson, the triathlete who's in the running at Sunday's Oscars for her screenplay of a German First World War epic.
So I went up to Tom Cruise and I said, "Hi Tom, my name's Leslie Patterson, writer of All Quiet on the Western Front." He said, "I know your story." He said, "How many hours a day do you train?" I was like, "You are no way!"
French senators in the upper house of Parliament have overwhelmingly passed a bill that will raise the pension age by 2 years to 64. It now brings it one step closer to becoming law. A final vote is expected on Thursday. The proposals have caused huge protests across France, with hundreds of thousands of people taking to the streets. The Italian Coast Guard has rescued more than 1,200 migrants from boats in the Mediterranean Sea. 3 vessels, each carrying hundreds of people, were taken to southern Italian ports after getting into trouble in rough seas. Hundreds of thousands of Israelis have taken part in the largest and latest protest against government plans to overhaul the judicial system. Opponents of the reforms say they're a threat to Israel's democracy. Supporters of the laws say they will make the Supreme Court more accountable. South Africa's anti-corruption watchdog says there's no evidence of wrongdoing by President Cyril Ramaphosa linked to the theft of $500,000 from his farm. In a preliminary report, the public prosecutor concludes that Mr. Ramaphosa did not violate an ethics code or abuse his role as head of state. Dutch police have used water cannons in an effort to disperse climate protesters in The Hague. Thousands of protesters have gathered in a park to oppose government plans to limit nitrogen emissions. The Netherlands believed to be a nitrogen hotspot with large numbers of livestock and heavy use of fertilizers. Well, Dutch farmers fear the new policy will spell the end to many farms.
Authorities in the US state of Texas have advised American citizens against traveling to Mexico during the spring break for security reasons. The Texas Department of Public Safety said that drug cartel violence represented a significant threat for anyone crossing into Mexico.